Hello everybody, just trying to change my color. I'm going to do a set of axes. I've just had a look at 4a and 4e. We'll just put the numbers in. For y equals 2x, you just got to double x, because that's what 2 times x means. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. That's how you get your y values. And for this bottom one, it's just taking 4 from the x value. Should be fairly straightforward. Now we're going to make our axes. So for 4a, I'm just going to draw it. It only has to go from minus 2 to 2 height-wise. So something like that should be fine. And when you're talking about horizontally, it needs to only go from minus 1 to 1. So actually this would suffice. Only needs to be small. We'll stretch it out slightly more. Something like that. Anyways, now I'm going to zoom in and put in the values that I need to. So I'm going to take my pen and attempt to write. So if this is my 0 in here, this will be my 1, my 2, my 3. This will be my minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 0, minus 1, minus 2, arrow, 1, 2. I know it looks pretty messy, but what you mainly want, you want your numbers to actually line up with the lines of your grid. It's a lot harder, I guess, doing it manually like this on the computer. You need to do it on GraphPad to be better. So for y equals 2x, you need to have minus 1 and 2 as your first coordinate. So x minus 1, which would be in line over here, then it needs to be minus 2. So it's going to be down there as your first dot. Then 0, 0. The origin is your next dot, then 1, 2 is your next dot. And then I'm going to go a different color now, if it lets me. Then you just draw your line from there to there. Okay, so that's how we would do y equals 2x. For the next one, y equals x minus 4, we're going to have to make it a little bit bigger because we have, I'm going to make this a bit narrower, because we have values from minus 3 to minus 1 and 1 to 3. So if my origin is here, then I'll go down only a little bit. Oops, needs to go a little bit straighter. There. There. Should be on the line. And it only has to go, I'm only going to have the positive values here, because for x it's only got positive values. Okay, I'm just going to go, oops, can I pick the black? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, that's that. There's my 0, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, and lower. And there's my x-axis, there's my y. And now you're just putting in the dot points. I'm going to go a different color for the dot points now. We'll go red, it stands out a little bit more. 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3. My first dot point, my second one is at 2 minus 2, 2 minus 2. Last one is at 3 minus 1. And now I'm just going to draw a line through them. And not a very straight line. When I go to take the stylus off, it makes it a bit messy for me. There we go. And that's how you do that one. We'll move on to the next ones in a second. Okay, now for these, I'm just going to fill in my values. So, just going to put in the values that we need. Just going to make my pen a little bit narrower. Nice and narrow. Okay, so we're going to do this, x plus 2, so I just add 2 to my x's. 2, 4, 6. Got to do this one as well. Minus x plus 2. Minus 0 doesn't exist, but it's just 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Minus 2 plus 2 will be 0. And minus 4 plus 2 will be minus 2. I'll just do it for the other yellow ones as well. X take 4, so I'm just taking 4 from this. That's minus 4, minus 3, minus 2. This one, 4 take x. 4 take x. So 4 take 0 will be 4. 4 take 1 will be 3. 4 take 2 will be 2. Okay, there's my values. So now I'm just going to screenshot those. And that way I can see them when I'm on my graph paper. Time for me to head to my graph paper and paste them. Okay, so anywhere over here is fine. There's my picture. Yep, there's my picture. Oop. I've just got to grab that and make it a lot smaller. Okay, let's go make some graphs. Now the thing is, it actually asks to, I'll show you back over here, it did actually ask to put them both in the same axes. Okay, so it wants them actually together, just like what we've got over here. 2 lines on the same graph. So again, you've just got to look at the numbers that you've got there to realize how big you need to make it. So let's go back to our graph paper and let's make some graphs. So I'm just going to go there to there, here to here. So this is going to be for the first one, but as we can see, we've got y of 6, so we've got to actually make it a little bit bigger if I'm going to make one square for each number. And under here, I won't actually need because there's no minus numbers. Although this one does have a minus number, it only goes down to -2, so that's enough. All the x values are positive, so I didn't actually need anything over here. But that's okay, we've already made it, we're happy enough. Okay, now we're just going to plot these points. I'm going to make this one green. So these will be my green points, okay? So, 0, well actually, I should actually label first, shouldn't I? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's my arrow, and that'll be 0, -1, -2. We've got no minuses on the x, so won't worry about that. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's alright, that's alright. I know it's right at the end of my graph, but we're okay. Okay, so now, so that is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. Now you just need to do your dot points. So I'm going to make this one green. So 0, 2 is going to be 0, 2 right there. Next one's going to be 2, 4, 2, 4. Next one's going to be 4, 6, 4, 6. And then I just need to draw a line through that and make this line green to go with those green points. I'll do that with the mouse because it seems to be a bit nicer. There we go. Okay, now we're going to change color for the next one. Next one can be this blue color here. That's going to be for this one. Alright, so first one is going to be at 0, 2. It's the same spot as this one. Next one is going to be at 2, 0. 2, 0 is here. And the next one's going to be at 4, -2. Then I'm going to go get my line, change it to blue. there we go. That's what that one should look like. Hopefully that was simple enough. Now I've got to do the same for BI and BII. Again, I'm just going to draw this one with red. So let's go red. And this time round, I'm just going to draw it underneath, I think. I've just got to look at the numbers. So 0, 1, 2 is for x-axis. So let's say my origin is here. There's roughly 0, 1, 2. That's plenty. And how tall it is, it only needs to go up to 4. So I'll go a little bit more than 4 squares. And it's got to go as low as -4. So at least 4 squares going down. Something like this. Okay, then I'll just go red, add arrows in the end, arrows at the end, oops, little arrows, not big ones. I'm doing that with mouse. And then y-axis, x-axis, label everything. I'll put the numbers in black, so it's a bit easier to see. There's my origin at 0, 0. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You only really need to make a graph as big as the numbers. And with practice, you get better at it. Of course, you will make it neater than what I've got here. Okay, and again, I'm just going to go different colors to show them nice and simple. So we're going to go yellow for this first one. 0 -4, so 0 -4, going to be there. 1 -3, 1 -3. Next one will be 2 -2. There's that one. I'm going to pick the line, yellow, and do that with mouse because it looks a bit neater. There we go. I should connect the dots a little bit better than that. I don't know why it's gone a bit wonky, but yes, the dots have got to be all connected. Next color, I'm just going to go, let's go green. This one's going to be green. 0, 4, 0, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2. And make it green. And there we go. That's what that one's supposed to look like. So as you can see, 2 different lines on the same axis. Okay, for these next ones, I'm going to use further technology just to make things look a little bit neater. So it's y equals 2x and y equals x. So when it wants to open. So y equals 2x. There's no constant. The other one is y equals x, where the numbers are the same. Now the thing is, it did say in the PDF that it only wants values from -2 to 2, so I'll get rid of the ones that are not needed. There we go, and that's what your graph should look like, that picture there. So you only need to have values that extend as far as what your table of values says. So I'm just going to hide this, that way, because we don't actually need it to be visible. That's all you needed to see. You've got values that go from -4 to 4, so you've got to have it at least -4 to 4 high on the y-axis. That's as high and as low as it goes. The x-axis numbers are only from -2 to 2, so that's how wide you need to make it. You might as well just make each number one rectangle or a square, whatever you've got on your grid paper. So that's that one. Now if we went to go to the second one, y equals x plus 3, y equals x plus 3. x plus 3 is the same as 1x plus 3, and the next one would be y equals 2x plus 2. Y equals 2x plus 2. Now, this calculator I've got for me, it does the table of values for me, but really you'd just be doing it by yourself, but it shouldn't really be that hard. Y equals x plus 3. So y equals minus 2 plus 3 will make 1. Y equals x is minus 1, add 3, you get 2, and so forth. Fairly easy pattern. When it comes to 2x plus 2, you're just multiplying the x by 2. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, add 2, and you get your minus 2. Okay, 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, add 2 to that, you get 0. And again, when you're drawing your graphs, the big thing that you've got to be looking for is what's the biggest number and the smallest number on each axis. So, on the x, we know it only goes from minus 2 to 2. So if you draw it to minus 3 both sides, that's plenty far enough. When it comes to the y-axis, it gets as low as minus 2. So we've got to go at least that low, and it's got to go at least as high as 6 on the y-axis. And there we go. This is something like what it should look like. Hopefully this video was helpful.